Okay, so it is Saturday and I thought, oh my god, I look terrible, but I don't have on any makeup. Oh god, I look so tired. But I decided the temperatures are changing and I really am just looking for some sweaters for fall, and I have across the internet like shopping carts full of fall clothes, but I wanted to hopefully I have a mask in my purse. I wanted to hit up the thrift store before I bought anything new, as I always do. So yeah, that's what we're about to do. Oh my gosh, when I tell you that it was so busy, I don't usually go thrifting like on the weekends. I usually go during the week when my kid is in school, and I haven't really been thrifting like really since the beginning of the pandemic. Oh my god, I can't even like get out because there's so many people. So yeah, I have not gone out and really like spent much time, well, anywhere really, but especially in thrift stores. And in our area, like, we had a really big one that probably used to be in, I think that there at one time it was probably like the space was probably like a grocery store or something. So that's like how big it was, and it was really nice to go to that one, which was probably about, you know, off like the major road by our house, so maybe like 10 minutes. And then there's one that's like right up the street off the major sort of like busy road you take to get to where we live, and that one's probably about 5 minutes from our house. But it is a much smaller Goodwill. So the larger one, I guess they must have closed at some point during the pandemic. I'm not sure because I haven't been. And I never really noticed that it closed, even though it's like on my way to dropping Rowan off at school. It like sits back in this like strip mall kind of area. And I guess I never really like paid attention because the sign is still up, and when I take him to school, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I don't think it opened regularly until 10. So I guess I haven't seen cars there in a while. I don't know. But anyway, it shut down. There's nothing there. So I went to the smaller one by our house. It was so busy. It's smaller, so the racks are like super close together. There were, of course, a ton of like unmasked people in there, which whatever. So yeah, it was a little bit stressful. I couldn't really film very much because it was so crowded and there were so many people. The dressing rooms are closed, so you know, you can't try anything on. And so I was really hesitant about getting some of the things that kind of caught my eye, because it's the thrift store, and obviously like you can't return stuff, and so all I would end up doing would be donating it back probably, because like it's not worth the effort to like sell it. And the prices have gone up. Like, I'm trying to think, I don't know. I got some really good stuff though, but I'm still kind of salty about how expensive some of it was. Okay, So it is, I don't even want to look at myself because I look so awful, but it is tomorrow. It's Sunday, the day before Nano starts, and I'm trying to get myself ready. I need to get my desk and workspace kind of cleared out. I'm going to show that to you in a minute. It's a disaster, so I'm warning you. And so I thought that I was just going to write like the whole book in Google Docs, but I did go ahead and download Scrivener, the free trial, and I guess if I find it really useful, then I'll go ahead and buy the subscription or whatever. But I have not really, I don't know how to use it. So that's also on my list of things to do before tomorrow. In addition to finishing the laundry, I have to plan out my week. I need to get my workouts planned. And yeah, I haven't done that. So, and it's, what time is it? It's 1:30. My husband and my son are going to our neighbor's house to watch football. They might already be over there because it's strangely quiet in the house. So I do want to tidy up the house a bit, and then my husband's taking Rowan trick-or-treating. So I'll have time tonight to do that before they get back, and then get him ready for school tomorrow. So yeah, I guess I'm going to attempt to do that. And I was feeling really, I don't know, I don't want to say confident, but I was feeling okay with where I was, in the process of my outline and all the things that I had done this month to prep for next month, and now I'm just feeling kind of nervous, I'm going to sit down and try to do something and it's just not gonna work. So, but I tell my kids, you don't know until you know, so there's nothing I can really do about it. But yeah, so I'm gonna get to work with cleaning up my desk. I have the floor of my office is a mess. I was cleaning out my planner for the month. Every month I take the weekly inserts out for that month, and the daily pages that I use in my planner. So I needed to pull all of those out and print some new ones, and my printer was being weird, so that was a whole thing. But yeah, so I'm going to get started on what I need to do, and we'll see. Maybe I'll check in before midnight or something. I need to wash my hair. I need to do so much. What am I thinking? Okay, I gotta go. I never really show this part of my office because it's always a mess, but that is my desk and my workspace, and I really need to get it set up so that I can write tomorrow and have a space to do that. So yeah, that's on the agenda for today. Where are you going? Did you see a car? Gracie! Gracie! Grace! Hello! It is Monday, which means it is November 1st. I can't actually believe that it's already November. And it also means the start of NaNoWriMo. So I'm not going to do dedicated NaNoWriMo vlogs. I'm just going to include my progress in regular vlogs. But I did start today. I have to say I was a little bit anxious, I guess, when I woke up this morning, because I thought, like, okay, like, I've done this prep, can I really, like, do this thing? Am I gonna do this thing? So I did, like, my whole thing this morning. I dropped Rowan off at school and did my workout, like all of the things that I usually do, and then my plan for the day was to come home and spend like an hour on NaNoWriMo, and then kind of break it up so that I could do like the stuff that I needed to do around the house, which I did. So I did 2 30-minute sprints this morning, and I am at I want to say like 1,100 words, so close to my total for the day, and it's already like, I like sort of, well, it was a little bit easier than I thought it would be. I'd sort of had like the opening scene for the female main character, like I had already kind of had a really good idea of what I wanted that scene to be. But I think that I had mentioned that I needed to work on really like rounding out the characters that are in her friend group. And I only started doing that last night, and it's already come up where like having a more solid idea of those like B characters would be helpful. So I think that I am going to like after dinner, I think I'm going to work on spending some dedicated time, like doing the stuff I need to do with the side characters a little bit more, because I hadn't envisioned them coming into the story as soon as they have, or at least one of them has. So yeah, I've done like the opening scene with the female main character, and then tonight after dinner and after Rowan goes to bed, I'm going to write for another hour, I hope. So however it takes me to get, or you know, however I can break up the time to get to the total that I need to, I'll do it tonight. But I am at the pharmacy getting my COVID booster, so I'm going to do that today as well. Rowan doesn't have school tomorrow because well, I mean, it's election day everywhere, but in our like township or whatever, a lot of the schools in our district are also polling stations, or like voting stations, so they always close the schools on election days. So yeah, I decided to get my vaccine today, and then that way, if I'm a little bit, and that's another reason why I want to push myself to do a little bit more tonight than maybe I had planned on, because he does not have school tomorrow, and if I'm not feeling great from my booster, then I won't have to like get up and pack his lunch and do all those things in the morning. So I kind of planned it this way on purpose, and I also wanted to do it earlier in the month, just because, well, my husband went and got his on Saturday, maybe Friday or Saturday, I can't remember which day, but they removed the mask mandate from our school district today, or Friday was the last day for mandatory masking, which is like a shit show. But and then we also, I think at this point we know maybe 9 people who have COVID right now, and all of the adults and the children over 12 in those families have all been vaccinated, and they're all sick. So yeah, so I'm doing this now. But yeah, I will check in with you later. Good morning. It is Tuesday. I am rocking my Never a Bridesmaid Ray Dunn thrift cup. And I am... Gracie, no, no. No, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay. You want to sit down? You want to sit down? Okay. Let's leave that alone. That's Dad's. I did not come back on to update yesterday. I finished the first day of Nano with approximately like 2,400 words. I think it was like 20, maybe 2333, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So I did hit my 1,666 word goal. Sorry, I was trying to see if my son left the pantry door open and the dog was doing something she shouldn't be doing. And what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to... So I broke my writing up yesterday morning. I did several like 30-minute sprints in the morning, and then yesterday afternoon before dinner I did one more, and then I think after dinner I did another 30 minutes. So I did also hit my like 2 hours of writing goal. I got my COVID booster yesterday, which was like, my husband went, I think, on Saturday and got his, and before he left to go, I reminded him like 1,000 times, like, don't forget your, like, why can I not, your, like, shot record card. And so it was fine, like, he didn't forget it. He went, he got his booster and his flu shot. Perfect. So yesterday I schedule an appointment online, and I went because it's on my way to my son's school. So I'm like, oh, I'll, go at like 3:15, and then I'll have time to get Rowan from school at 4. So I get there, I have my paperwork filled out in advance because they, like, when they confirm your appointment, they send you to a link where you can, download and print and fill out your paperwork, so it's less of a wait. So I had all that, and I check in, and the lady's like, okay, she's got one more ahead of you. Perfect. I sit down, she's like, do you have your COVID shot card? And I'm like, fuck. No, actually, I do not. After harassing my husband about remembering his, I forgot mine. So I was like, well, I don't live that far from here. I can run home and get it while she's like giving the person who was ahead of me their shots. And the lady at the pharmacy was super nice, and she was like, no, don't worry about it. She can just give you a new one, and then you can like staple them together or whatever you want to do. But I ended up calling my husband, and because he was at home working, and he brought it up to me. So it turned out fine. I just felt like an idiot. And then, yeah, last night, around like 5:30, I started to get a little bit of a headache. So I just like took some, and my arm was really sore. So I just took some Advil. I ended up going to bed at 7. I got 13 and a half hours of sleep last night. And when I woke up this morning, I don't have a headache. My arm is still kind of sore, and I just feel like generally kind of like achy and exhausted. But other than that, it's fine. So, I am going to take a shower and see if that helps wake me up a little bit. My husband just went to vote, so I need to go do that. But I do want to work on, I think I talked about it yesterday. Um, God, I cannot think of words. I do want to work on rounding out the friend groups of each character, because I felt a little bit maybe panicked when I needed to bring it up in the writing yesterday, that I didn't have really like a strong idea of what these sort of side characters were. So I'm going to work on that. And then so everyone is saying just write. And then when you're finished, go back through and edit. And I think that is going to probably be the best for me, although it's going to be very difficult. Um, I mean, I did go back and like fix typos and all of that kind of stuff, but as far as like writing things and thinking like, oh, this might be better if I did XYZ. Um, so I'm not going to do that. I am going to take some notes this morning. Like, I'm going to read through what I wrote yesterday. I still have like an idea of what I was thinking as I was kind of writing those things down, or writing those things yesterday, but I do want to go back and kind of write them in my notebook, so that when I go back and edit, um, I will have a record of things I was thinking that might make the story a little bit better, or like descriptions that might be a little less vague, or stuff like that. So, and I had to draw a family tree for myself because the male main character comes from a pretty large family. There are six, he has five siblings, there are six of them. Um, and originally I just had like an idea in my head of, where the siblings were on the ladder, and like how old they were and whether or not they were married and yada yada yada. But I didn't have anything concrete down, and that's already kind of not really coming up in the story, but he's having a conversation with one of his sisters, and I'm thinking like, she is saying this because like she's back in town with her family, but then I'm like, oh shit, like what is her family? Like, she's married, but I haven't figured out like, how many kids she has, and if she has any kids, and like what her husband's name is, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do that today. I think right now before I get dressed, and then I'm going to take a shower and get dressed and wait for my husband to get back. Hello. So I did not update again yesterday because the I just was feeling rough all day, not going to lie. Um, I felt like really exhausted from the booster, and then at about, I don't know, 11, or so, noon or so. I don't know. Time is hazy. I got really nauseous and like the chills set in. I had a low grade fever. So I ended up like sleeping most of the afternoon, and then I managed to drag myself to the polls to vote, which, whatever. And then last night I did end up writing, so I was able to hit my word count goal, which, let's see, yesterday I needed to be at 3,334 words, and I ended up at 3,386. So, yeah, that was good. And today I'm feeling much better, and I am going to, I think, write this evening. There's some like stuff that I am still trying to work out that I need to get like a handle on, and before like I go into the next scenes or whatever. So I'm going to work on that a little bit now. I want to edit this vlog and get it up hopefully today. So yeah, I just thought that I would do a quick update and let you know where I was, and that is all for this vlog. I hope that you enjoyed watching. I'm not exactly sure like how it's going to turn out because I don't even know what I filmed, but we shall see. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I will see you on my next one. Bye.